Hey guys, so for the last 2 days, I've been working on a project in relation to the coin strike that's been going on that you might have heard of. Initially, I was skeptical of the coin strike, so I decided to do a little investigation into it, reached out to some of the leadership among them, and I conducted an interview with them. Now, you might have seen I did a poll on my channel a couple of days ago. That's because the footage, I'm not going to be able to black out all the Discord names in my Discord, so I'm gonna have to overplay some footage, and y'all overwhelmingly voted for black screen with channel logo, which I must say is very lame. I would like to have done some Minecraft footage instead. But the people have spoken, so we will we'll do a black screen with channel logo. I'm just joking about being lame, by the way. I know my voice can be very dry. So to talk about the people that I talked to, the first one is Ozer. He's one of the leadership among the Coin Strike. And this is the statement that he wanted to make about why you should join the coin strike. Having been subjected to constant problems with Evony, such as infinite account bans, endless laggy gameplay, dead customer service, and so on, the community is attempting to come together in coin strike starting September 16th, which was a couple days ago. This video is a little bit late, but better late than never. In order to get an audience with Evony and make sure we get them adjusted to our demands, an agenda mentioned in the Discord of Coin Strike, most of the big alliance players have decided to keep their competition and disagreements in the past aside and are joining together to get this done. Join the Discord to assist in this campaign against Evony. Reminder, all players are important. Some help is better than no help. And the link for their Discord will be in the comments below. Overall, I'd say that's a pretty solid plea for assistance with their cause. These are the demands they want met initially. Restore all the banned family member and friends accounts, which are going to be bot accounts. No more malicious banning of accounts. Walk back the last TOS, which I'm still not sure what's the deal with the TOS entirely. We talked about that a little bit, but Viber said he wasn't very savvy with it, and I was unable to talk to anyone familiar with that demand, so that one's still up in the air for me. No more warning main accounts for RS trading. And then the last one that the last two that I do agree with is give us a customer representation with decision-making power, who we can talk to, and is responsive. Once a month call at least. I think that would be very helpful for the community and the health of the game in general. And the last one, fix lag in AS and challenge, which is really sad. The lag and the bugs that are in this game at this point. They have the resources to fix them, but they just don't. And then the credentials for Viper, if you are interested in them. He's from server 428, Alliance Vig, and these are all his achievements. Now, this interview is with Viper, and yeah, we just talked about the coin strike. So I guess let's roll right into it. Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking.
So should I call you Viper?
Sure, that works.
Okay. So as I already mentioned, I'm Math from Evony Academy, and I was just
Okay,
wanting to get some details about this coin strike I heard about.
okay. Yeah, how can I help?
So what's the deal with it essentially? What's the goal of it?
Um, see, um, for me personally, there's a the answer has to be divided into two parts, right? One is personal, one is the collective goal. For me personally, I'm just tired of being treated like shit after spending so much money in a game. I don't, mm, I don't think any business with such a high paying customer base should treat their customers with such contempt. Um, we don't even get to see the people who are like, even as a big player, even as like one of the most known faces in the game, I don't get to see like they are, who is developing the game. I don't, as a big stakeholder, we don't, as big stakeholders, we don't have uh, a say in, like, whether K45 should have come at that point, whether when K50 is coming. Like, we don't have any visibility. Like, we don't have any place where we can give actual suggestions about the game, which we think will improve the game. Um, Another thing is merger, right? Like, they merge and they merge a active server with a dead server. So basically, the dead server is just a monster killing server. What they should do is, right, probably merge a active server with like at least semi-active server, so that the active server can get like 3 4 keeps from the semi-active server and build a team.
Hmm.
Um, Again, red wings and purple wings, right? Uh, so people who have already had red wings and purple wings, there was no point of including them in the rankings. um, it should be fresh, right? At this point, like, there are so many buffs. At one point, you could have made those exclusive, because like when we were 1100, 1200% in K35, these buffs really mattered. But now no one gives a shit about 140% from dragons. It's just like have a feel good factor of having Nidhogg. Otherwise, it really doesn't matter. That 140%. Like, we're at what, 5,700% today. What is 140 out of that? So make it easier for players to get that. So these are things, like, these are of course not initial demands, but these are things we would like to be able to communicate to someone who actually making decisions. And I think that's pretty important for me, like, to actually communicate what people are saying, people are wanting, uh, to communicate it to the management of Evony, who can actually make decisions. uh, and a lot of people say that, like, I play for an alliance called VIG, which is one of the top alliances in the game. I think the best alliance along with RSP. So a lot of people say that you guys already have 5,000 buff. That's why you are trying to get others to coin strikes so that they can't get 5,000% buff. But please, it's a moving target, right? Like, it's not like we can't improve. Like, when they get to 5,000, we'll get to 7,000. It's just what it is. Like, if they're 3,000 today, we are 5,000 today. When they get to 5,000, we are at 7,000. It's not about that. It's a moving target. You can always improve. It's just about, like, as a paying customer base, you can't be treated in this manner. um and this was a personal part of it. The collective part of it, of course, is like accounts being banned on every server without giving enough reasons. And again, it comes back to what I said on a personal note, like the way they treat us, like making us sign a TOS, not giving us an option. Like, you're 300K in, and you're saying, like, okay, you either sign this TOS on this dotted line, or we are gonna take that 300K away. And basically, that TOS says, like, all of this money you're spending, you don't own shit. I mean, come on, man. I'm spending 5K, 6K, 7K, 10K a month, and you're saying that I don't own that. It's just like, I mean, anyway, the resale value is crap. It's not like on a practical point of view, it really matters. But look at it from a, like, I don't like to use the word principle, because I don't want to go into morals and all. But just like, I mean, like, if I could actually find a word very similar to principle, look at it from that point of view. Is it right that you're spending 10K and you don't even own that? It's like you're renting shit. I mean, I
Well,
just don't.
well, on that
Yeah, sorry.
point, it is it's not just a problem with Evony as far as you don't actually own them. It's a problem in the gaming industry as a whole. So, like, what do you expect to change with that? Because say that one day Evony dies and they have to shut down the game, well, that stuff's gonna go away. So you own it. Like, what would that even look like? How could this problem actually even be fixed?
I don't. I mean, see, my problem was basically with uh, them shoving that TOS down my throat. Like you have to agree to a new TOS or you're done. And a lot of people have said that the old TOS and the new TOS are the same, so it doesn't really matter. It's so basically, like we had already signed up for something like that, but the fact that they forced me to sign something like that, or you can't play the game, is just something I didn't like. The way it was done, Matt. I mean, like again, what I'm saying is like if you want to do something like that, have a few people representing the players. Let us talk to someone who's making decisions, and they explain to us why it needs to be done, and it's our responsibility then to communicate it to the player base. But the fact that we don't have any like we don't have any say in how things are run really upsets me. And you can say that is the same in all the gaming industry, but I mean, yeah, that's what I think is. I think there is a better place for feedback in other games. um
So your problem with it isn't really that you're renting it and not owning it. The problem is that it wasn't communicated.
I mean, see, at the end of the day, as I said initially, that like the resale value of an account is just bullshit. So is no one spends 300K because they're like and thinks of it as an investment when they can maximum get 10K for it. So I don't think that is what bothers anyone, that you're not owning it. Like I have said it in multiple discords that I look at it as a luxury yacht I'm renting, and the day I stop paying rent, the yacht is not mine. So my mindset is already that. It's just that the way it was done, like all of a
Okay.
sudden they sent a new TOS and said that, like sign this. So anyway, yeah. Uh, and so basically, I've covered the malicious banning of accounts without giving any reasons whatsoever. I know players who have put in like 6 years and they have just been banned, and I just don't think that's right. And any bans has to be uniform across all servers. If you're killing family members, kill it across all servers. You
Yeah.
cannot like kill it in few servers and let others survive. They don't have a proper mechanism to do it across all servers, and that's just not fair.
So
Um,
with the botting thing, they do ban accounts willy nilly, and I don't like that either. But it's kind of hard to argue against it because botting does hurt newer players when they come to the game because
then just do it uniformly. And if you really want to ban, like if I have an opinion, if you really want to ban stuff like that, then like Evony can actually just replace them. Like, I mean, it's not COVID, right? No one's gonna spend 20 hours killing monsters. It's just very difficult to have that kind of time anymore.
yeah.
Like during COVID, all of us could like do like 16 hours, 17 hours, like nothing to do, just sitting at home, can't go out, let's kill monsters. And like at that time, also remember that like at that time there were so many people in the game, right? So you were always having a good chat. Like, you don't need your real life friends to be free, because some of them are busy in something and else. You had like this virtual group of friends who you could talk to every day about various things. There would be new groups of people who would come, and like it was so much fun, right?
Mhm.
Now no one has the time to actually like be on chat. Like alliance chat is dead. And also, if you want to do away with bot, which is fine, just replace it. Like the rally joiner is a very good initiative. No one minds paying $10. Just do it like without 2,000 stamina. Just do it across. Like you pay 10, like you pay 10 and you join all rallies, and everyone will do that. See, at the end of the day, you have to understand that beyond like the people who are organizing Coin Strike aren't people who wants to sue Evany or like bring a class action or hate Evany. We love the game. We just want something fixed.
Yeah,
Again,
that's fair.
like if you have a problem with all if you have a problem with family members and all of that, then all you got to do is Evany's got to make RSS cheaper. I'm sorry, you cannot say that you need 7 trillion for K45. You need 7 trillion for K, and then you say that you buy it at 10 or 11 or $12 per billion. That's just crazy. Are you asking someone to pay like 84K a for a castle they don't even own?
Yeah.
That's just not.
And I think
And
that's
I
part
think
of the problem is that it's fundamental to the game design. I think the what y'all are asking for is a fundamental redesign of how it's structured.
yeah, and also think about it, right? Like if they really wanted to go after everyone plundering RSS, they should have done it when K45 came. Not when half of the people are K, like not half, like not when 120 or 150 or 200, whatever the number is, K45 are already there with T16s. How is everyone else ever going to catch up? Like I have grown 9 billion in the last 8 months. I just like grow with coin RSS, but I have all T16s. But imagine someone who's K44. How is he ever going to catch up to that?
Yeah,
You don't want family members? Just sell RSS at 2.5. Fair, and you just kill all of them, and then if anyone plunders, just take precautions. I mean, just sorry, take punishment, and that punishment has to be uniform. You cannot be like, and that punishment has to be uniform, and that punishment has to be communicated. You just can't take arbitrary punishment against people.
makes sense. So you're just asking for more fair treatment and a better communication.
Yeah. Do you think it's fair that someone gets troop wiped, someone gets gem wiped, someone gets RSS wiped for the same crime?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Why is it not communicated that what will be the punishment? I just don't see any reason why they cannot communicate the punishment for everything. Lag in all sorts and shalons, and a lot of people say that like
Yes,
you cannot demand lag because it's a subjective demand. I just don't think so. It's an objective demand in the sense that you can just split time slots, right? Like shalons 1 to 6 has 6 different time slots, no lag. All stars, majors, juniors, and elite have different time slots, less lag. So
yeah, it seems like they definitely have the resources to fix the lag issue and all the various
yeah.
bugs, but they don't
Yeah, they just
because
don't employ enough server power, and you just if even that, like you can just like do it across different time slots,
Mhm.
and you fix a lot of lag. So that's pretty much it.
So I think
I
that
don't think there were any other demands.
uh, I looked at them and you talked about pretty much all of them. I think that answers the question of the demands and clarifies some things I wanted to ask. The next point is
Oh yeah.
what's the leadership for the coin strike? Because a big point y'all are pushing for is better communication with the community. What does that look like for coin strike? Who is in charge? How would that be structured and whatnot?
We don't have one leader. We basically have all the major alliances in, because I know like there's a lot of heat regarding this, that like why does it matter if NFG coins, why can't VIG still join? Because you have to understand that like at the top, at that level, if RSP coins, VIG will coin. So you have to get all of the top alliances in. Now I think someone made a video that like the whales are not the biggest spending bunch. So I mean, if it can happen without us, then it's great. But otherwise, like for us, all the major alliances have to strike, because you're competing for Shalons and all, and like all of these people are competitive, and they they won't just like sit on their investment while someone else actually goes and overtakes them. It's very difficult to control an alliance like that. So that's why we have all the major alliances, and some of the influencers, like I think Derek's there, I think GK is there, I think Aka made a video on it. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, that makes sense. But let's say that tomorrow Evony comes and says, "Hey, we want to talk to a representative for the coin strike and fix some of these issues." Who is the one person you're going to send? Because you
We're
you
gonna choose that. We are gonna choose that from the inside the leadership. Like we're gonna probably like have a vote in the community, or we just haven't decided that yet. For now the priority is actually even more than age demands. The priority is actually organizing a successful coin strike, which impacts at least 30 to 40% of their revenue, and the rest of it can be sorted out later. But um, of course, what we will say no to is like how they choose like 15 or 20 people from Facebook, and they say, okay, this is what the developers call is like. We won't agree to that. We want like the developers call to be with between like 4 or 5 people, one from each continent, and a set of demands which we will actually do a polling in the community, like out of the demands we have, which are the priorities, like what are the priorities according to the poll, and we'll just state the demands. Will not like generally what happens is when you don't have a certain set of demands, you talk about everything in the developers call and nothing gets sorted, and you talk about 20 issues, everyone has their own personal issues and they talk about it, and Evony fixes like maybe 5 out of 20 and they say, oh yeah, we are working towards it. So this time it's that we'll give them like 4 or 5 issues and we'll say like these are the issues that needs to be fixed, not anything else. Like if you see, when I talked about initially about personal goals, uh, I actually identified completely different issues to what are there in the demands, but we'll not be putting those issues initially. Initially we just want a dev call with someone who actually can make a change and to hear our demands and respond to it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So with the dev call thing, are you imagining that it'll be like you said, 5 or 6 people from each continent?
Yeah,
Do you
4 5, one from each continent. Every continent can vote their representative, something like that. No.
okay, do you see those people as like set in a position it's going to be this person for into the foreseeable future? Do you think that should be like a rotating position? How would people be chosen for that? Because you mentioned voting. Like, how do
The
you get a
continent
fair
chooses it.
representation across
The
the player
continent can
base?
choose it. Yeah, the continent can choose it. I think there are discords C2, C3, C4, C5 where we can have votes, or we can just have votes in the coin strike. I really haven't thought about it. I'm just making it up on the go.
Okay. Well, for me, these are things that I feel like people should think about before they start doing it because when Evony comes, they're going to expect an organization that can actually deal with them and like on a professional level, not just
Yeah,
group of people.
before evening comes, the order is we have to get them to a position to come, and we have to make the coin strike successful, because every time a coin strike has happened before this, we have folded in max to max, like one event maybe. So
Makes sense. And looking from the outside, most people are probably expecting the same thing this time for it to fold and nothing happen. Do you think anything's different this time, or do you expect the same result to happen?
I think we have done a lot of organizational work this time, which is, I believe we have learned from the mistakes of the past. There was not the ownership of the strike was not this spread out before. The ownership of the strike is extremely spread out before. We have like influencers, we have major alliances, we have mega coiners, we have a lot of mid coiners. Um, and everyone has taken ownership, and I think like Evany has gone a little bit too far in how they have banned uh, actual players without any explanation whatsoever. So the people are more upset than ever before. So I'm hopeful that it will be successful, but only time will tell.
Okay, that sounds that sounds reasonable. So I was looking into the Discord like dateline. It looks like it was created on like September, excuse me, August 21st, 22nd. So y'all been going
Yeah.
for about a month. Was this planned out before the Discord, or is this has this all come into fruition in the last month?
So the coin strike discord was created impromptu, right? It was not a planning that we are planning a coin strike and we are just and then we are dragging our feet. The discord was impromptu, like like some people said that their friends got banned and all, and then I had a vote in our big rsp discord, and then I said, okay, let's, like coin strike. and I just made the whole Discord, and of course the response was overwhelming. Like, even I didn't expect we'll get to 7,000 people. A lot of people said, why not start it earlier? As I said, that like one major alliance coins and every major alliance coins. So just didn't have agreement from the critical mass, and there is no point of like getting people to coin strike earlier, and then them realizing that other major alliances are coining, and then they go back to coining. So the movement's a failure even before it starts. So had to wait till the critical mass. Agreed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Excuse me. One other
No problem.
question I had is, I saw that in the frequently asked questions you posted, uh, you say that pink gems should not be spent, which pink gems have already been paid for. But under the question
Yeah.
about stamina, you say that maybe it's okay to buy a triple pack to get the stamina. Why is
Yeah.
stamina acceptable for you, but spending pink gems that you've already paid for and doesn't actually give Evony any financial incentive, why is that not okay?
Okay. So basically, if you say that spending pink gems is allowed, remember, top alliances have a healthier. Okay, I'm gonna get into trouble for saying this, but yeah, top alliances actually have a healthy degree of distrust amongst each other, right? So everyone will have an account in the other server and watch for server gifts. When someone actually spends 5K on pink gems, they see the server gift going up, and they assume that the other server is coining, and then they start coining. So the whole movement breaks.
Okay, that makes. So how is
And pink and stamina is because stamina, like who buys stamina, right? Like people who are like low spenders, like who like maybe like really slogging hard and grinding to get to K40, K41, joining rallies. If you say that you can't join rallies or play the game even, I don't think that's fair. I
okay?
think low coiners, if they need something like, so let me say something like this, right? Like if a low coiner, like say a 15B low coiner, K41, K42, gets zeroed in SVS, of course they can buy packs and revive. It's
So
just
you're
very unfair to if it's just very unfair to tell a guy that you don't have souls, you got zeroed, you cannot buy because there is coin strike. That makes no sense for that makes no sense to me at least.
so the pink gems is an attempt to stop the major alliances from uh
Yeah, the major
defensively
alliances should
spending.
stop. The major alliances should stop for sure. Like people who don't need anything should stop for sure, 100%. But people who have to stop playing the game for stamina, I don't see why they can't buy $20.
Okay, that makes sense.
Again, that's just me, but and as I said, like coin strike is not forced; it's a movement you voluntarily take part of. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's all the questions that I really had. I'm trying to think of other
all
things
right,
that other people might want to know if they watch the video. Do you have
we can
anything that you think they'd want to
you
hear?
can we can catch up anytime if you have any other questions.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, all right, mate. Have a good day.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
you too. Have a good one.